when we work through this whole process, we got to see where Andy's at health-wise these next 2 days. That's important because, like we said this whole time, when Andy's healthy, right? When he's healthy, he's our starter. He's the 1, Justin's the 2, Nick's the 3. So what's been great about this, the last couple of weeks is Justin's had the opportunity to play and get significant snaps, and he's grown from it. So now we just got to see, like, where is Andy's health at? Honestly, the next 2 days will be revealing to us. And then once that happens and we get a feel for where he is, then we as coaches decide, okay, hey, where are we at right now? How do we feel he is percentage-wise, Andy, to be able to go into that game as the starter? I told you the last couple of weeks we've had some good conversations internally. It's helped us in the last couple of weeks. Continuing that process this week, it's led to making the decision to move with Justin as a starter.
And that's that. By the way, same hoodie Monday and Wednesday. How about a little variety in that wardrobe there, Matt Nagy? Although I love the hoodie, and I love the Monsters of the Midway nickname, and I wish they would lean into that far more than they do. Maybe Matt Nagy should lean into another area of the closet, though, before his next press conference. Justin Fields, the starter now. He's the guy. It's him. After weeks, if not months, of it's Andy Dalton, it's Andy Dalton, it's Andy Dalton, they finally have given Fields a chance to practice as the number 1, and they came to the conclusion, hey, now we know why we traded up to get the guy. What a revelation. Justin Fields is the starter, and we see what he can do with the Bears, who feel like they're 0-4. They are 2-2. They are in the thick of things. They could get to the playoffs this year with Fields.
They certainly could. And look, I think once you looked at what Justin Fields did last week as opposed to what he did against the Browns, which I think that whole game was just a colossal failure on the part of the Bears coaching staff to get that team ready to play. And frankly, you can probably put some of that on the Browns defense as well. The way that unit has been playing lately is really, really good. But obviously, going against the Lions defense right now does not necessarily seem like all that much of a challenge. So maybe that was kind of like the little training wheels day that he needed in order to now be really prepared to be the starter. And they also obviously made some play calling changes with Bill Lazor calling the plays. And so it seems like right now there's a good structure for Justin Fields to be the quarterback going forward. And this is what you trade up to go get him for. You don't trade up to see him sit behind Andy Dalton forever. It's all about when he is ready, he has to be the starter. And now I think especially after that performance that he had against the Lions, where it wasn't just about, okay, he can function within the offense. I was really impressed by the ball placement that he had on some of those deep throws, especially over to the right side of the field. It just looked like he was way more comfortable. He was way more in command. And that's exactly what you want out of a first-round QB. And so now it's time to see if he can really start putting it together and see what the Bears can do over the course of the rest of the season.
And look, they made the move to get Fields. They gave up next year's first-round draft pick to get Fields. As I said at the time, if you don't believe Fields is better than Dalton, why are you giving up 2 first-round picks to go get him? And I think that Matt Nagy really wanted to implement the Patrick Mahomes plan from 2017 where Fields sits the entire year. They finally have come to the conclusion that he's not going to be ruined, that he's not going to have some sort of a major setback that destroys his confidence and makes it harder for him to become what he can later be. They just have to go forward with Justin Fields and see what happens. And again, they are in the thick of things in the NFC. They're in second place in the NFC North, and there are 7 playoff spots. They got the last one last year at 8-8, so they're on track to do it again, potentially.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.